everybody. Welcome to the bonus content for Workforce. And this particular segment is absolutely fantastic. It covers stuff your puffed up job title, pay me more. Why do people sacrifice pay for status? I asked Christian Hunt in this bonus content from the episode Corporate Stockholm Syndrome. Let's hear what he has to say.
I agree with you. I think pay, bigger offices and corporate titles do entrench corporate Stockholm Syndrome for sure. But the one, I see pay as separate. So I see status and office. Once you have an office that's functional and allows you to do what you need to do, you don't need a particularly large office, right? So for me, that's something that's totally unnecessary. And we're doing it to show other people what our status are. I think that's all a title does. I think money, whether people like the idea of being extrinsically motivated or not, does give people choices. So kind of, I always say you should get paid what you're worth. And if you feel guilty about the amount of money, give it to charity, give philanthropically, or donate it in a way that you're not choosing, but somebody else is. But ultimately, for me, that's a separate thing because it does give you benefits that you can buy, whether it's experiences, whether you're a consumer, or just kind of a safety net like a pension. But the titles feel useless to me.
Well, I mean, there's something interesting about money as well, though, because if you look at lots of people have, particularly in financial services, where there's deferred stock, which is so they're using money as a mechanism to hold you and saying, here is we're going to give you a large amount of money, but we're going to keep hold of it for a while to make sure, from a regulatory perspective, to make sure you're doing the right thing, but also from the organization's perspective to keep you around for longer, make it harder for you to leave. Right,
I'd imagine Credit Suisse employees are very happy with their deferred stock.
Right, and that's the bit I think is fascinating, because you suddenly start to see that actually this thing that we thought was worth something is it might be worth zero. And in many cases, I'm hearing stories that people are having to write checks in order to be able to leave, to pay back the tax, or the I don't know the full details of the mechanics, but they're basically having to write. If you're sitting on a whole load of deferred stuff, you are having to write checks to be able to leave. So it's not just a case of you're leaving some stuff behind. It's actually costing you to be able to exit. And so I think these devices that we use to lock people in, I can see why they're beneficial to the organization, which thinks that it's beneficial to keep people sticking around for a long period of time. But they're quite destructive from an individual perspective, because they really are blinkering your decision making and not allowing you to fulfill yourself. And then I wonder whether having those people sticking around, if they're just sticking around for that reason, is that productive for the organization? Probably not, I would contend.
Probably not.